Okay. All right. Okay. So we are back on. 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 If you all don't mind, make sure that you share this 5 times. I know I asked you to do that last time. But please share this 5 times, so we can get it restarted. Or I told y'all I'd be right back. It's the rain. It's the rain. It's the rain. So we got a lot of rain. So let me know the city and state that you're watching from again, so we can get it going on tonight. Earlier, I saw Texas, I saw Georgia, I saw Alabama, I saw Florida. So let me know. Let me know the city and state. Let me know the city and state that you're watching from, so we can talk about how to ignore people. How do we ignore people? How do we ignore the unauthorized voices? How do we ignore those people that say they mean us well, but they really don't mean us well? There's people who love you. There's people who care, but they may not necessarily have the best, North Platte, Nebraska, Beauty and the Beastie Boys. Come on, that was the group back in the day. Mike D. Let's see. Jonesboro, Georgia. What's going on? Houston. What's going on? Let me know the city and state you're watching from. Hashtag church. Hashtag mental health. Hashtag God. Hashtag ignore ignorant people. Hashtag silly. Yeah, but mainly hashtag mental health on tonight. That's gonna be something that's major. Rush, New York City, I see you. Las Vegas, what's going on? What is going on? So hashtag church, hashtag religion, even though we're not religious, hashtag God. Let's get it on. Hashtag mental health. Oh, hashtag FYP. Hashtag the letters. Hashtag FYP. No spaces. Anytime you hashtag, never put a space in. Always do a straight word. You don't have to put a space. Always do a straight word. And keep tapping the screen, because that gets the algorithm. That gets the algorithm up. So as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, you know who messaged me. She messaged me and she says, "How dare me talk about her like she's supposed to be able to have a license to talk about me?" So she said, "Well, doesn't the Bible say that you can't talk about people, but we can talk about you?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, we're supposed to be Christ-like." I said, "We're supposed to be Christ-like, but we're not Christ. So you don't get to just talk to me any kind of way and think that I'm not going to give it back to you." Yeah. Yeah. So keep tapping the screen. Hashtag church, hashtag mental health, hashtag patience, hashtag patience. We're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with that on tonight. We're going to deal with that on tonight, as well. Hashtag patience. We're going to be dealing with Mark chapter 5. Very familiar story, because in this story in Mark 5, we deal with a girl who gets healed, and we deal with the woman with the issue of blood. So we're going to deal with both of those. We're going to deal with both of those in a different kind of way. On tonight. So as you all are coming on, make sure that you share this video at least 5 times and hashtag everybody except MAGA. We don't want MAGA. We don't want FAF. Hashtag everything except MAGA. Hashtag church, hashtag God, hashtag Bible, hashtag Jesus, hashtag mental health. Any of those. Yeah. What's up, Christine? We're back. We're back. So we're going to be in Mark chapter 5. Red Baby G has shared it 5 times. That's what I'm talking about. I see you. I see you. I see she's hashtagging, Gigi's hashtagging, Kim's hashtagging. Whatever you hashtag, church, hashtag patience, hashtag Bible, I'm peeping. Christine, yep, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Keep doing that. Make sure you share this at least 5 times. Dion is sharing. Simply Serena is sharing. Crystal sharing. Teresa, Kim. And if you have not told me already, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Miss Beatrice just shared. That's what's up. Virgo, say my name. What's going on? I see you. What's going on? Ed just jumped on. I see you. Christine just shared. A Wins, let's say A Wins 415 shared it a bunch of times. That's what I'm talking about. Maryland, Monroe, North Carolina, Elkton, Maryland, right around the corner. Joanne, she just shared a couple times. Kim shared. I see it. Christine, say my name. Yeah, that's what we need. We need just keep tapping the screen and keep sharing this so we can get this in. So, question, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever taken the advice from a person that was wrong and you had to live with the consequences, just type me. Mm. If you've ever, if you have ever in your life taken advice from somebody and it backfired and it didn't work, just type me. Just type me. If you took the wrong advice, they told you to hook up with somebody, they told you, and you did what they advised you to do, and you're still paying for it years later. This is what we mean by not being able to listen to people. That's why the subject tonight is ignore them. Learn to ignore, because here's the thing. There are some people that care about you, but they don't have good advice. There are some people that have good advice, but they don't care about you. This is where discernment comes in. We're going to deal with that as well. Tonetta, what's going on? I see Karen's on, Dion is on. I see Red Baby G has shared it with 5 friends. That's what I'm talking about. So now that you have shared the video, now that you've shared it at least 3, 4, 5 times, go on your screen, and all you have to do is tap 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everybody that's holding your phone right now. I see Teresa. She shared a few times as well. Now, all you have to do right now to get this out in the massive TikTok algorithm, because I'm going to teach you all how to do that. Everybody right now, tap your phone 20 times. Hold your phone while you're looking at me and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do that 20 times. Do that 20 times. Trust me, I'm going to show you how to get your videos out there. I'm going to show you how to draw people to your page, because I know the goal for many people is to be able to get on TikTok and get followers and have people come to your page. So if you all are tapping on my page and you tap it 20 times, it also shows on TikTok that you're tapping 20 times, and that draws people to your page as well. So then when you're scrolling in your FYP, you see everybody's name and everybody's profile because you're tapping the screen. So whenever you listen to creators and they always say, tap the screen, tap it at least 20 times every 5 or 10 minutes. And when you do that, it draws attention here, but it also draws attention to your page as well. Now y'all understand how, now we see how the algorithm works. And then the more hearts and gifts you send, the more it gets out in the atmosphere as well. And then again, it shows it on this page, but it also does it on your page as well. So every time you send hearts and roses and every time you tap, it literally increases the number. So let's deal with this. Now, if Notorious WIG made a fake profile and she's on again, listen, sis, let me tell you something. Earlier today when I was live, you chose to make fun of me. You chose to talk about me. And I ignored it for a while until Tamasha showed me your face. And I tried to give you another chance to get it right, and you still wanted to get this work. Once you got this work, you still wanted to come in my inbox and be disrespectful. Anything that happens after today is on you. I need y'all to anything that happens after today, it's on you. So you've been told once, twice, 3 times, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Because if you don't leave me alone, I will build an entire website dedicated to your wig. I will build an entire website dedicated to you waking up and doing this. Okay. I will dedicate an entire website that will go all over the globe. Leave me alone because I'm an IT person. Leave me alone. I can build a website in my sleep. Hear me. I can build a website in my sleep. So please leave me alone. I'm begging you, leave me alone, because if you do not leave me alone, everybody's going to find out about you, including your family members that are in the grave. Leave me alone. Okay. Leave, like Zira said, like Zira said, leave grown people alone. So tonight, y'all do me a favor. Put in your notes Mark chapter 5. Mark chapter 5. Mark chapter. Kim said, pay attention, Miss Thing. No, we should just put thing. But yeah, they don't understand. My first major was information technology. I build websites. I do green screen. I alter pictures. I put stuff up like that. Literally. Quit playing with me. I will have you hand in hand with Diddy walking into the Grammy Awards. Don't do it. Don't do it. And all you hear is all about the Benjamins, baby. There's always one. There's always one. But anyway, listen. The question is, what do you do when you get bad advice? How do you handle it when people talk to you and they should not be talking to you? How do you handle it when you're trying to exist and somebody comes up with silly advice. Here's what I mean. Y'all have been on my live a bunch of times. You'll see a guy come on and he'll say, do you really know who Yeshua is, or you just talking? The theme tonight is ignore them. So I'm about to give you a whole bunch of examples on how to ignore people. They will come on my show and they will say, who do you represent, the real Jesus or the fake Jesus? Do you know Yeshua? Do you know Yah? Sometimes I'll engage, sometimes I won't, because you have to pick and choose your battles. I need y'all to catch what I just said. You have to pick and choose your battles, because there are some people that are going to say stuff to you that is going to get under your skin, and you got to learn how to ignore. Learn how to ignore, because ignorance comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. So you got to learn how to just turn around and walk away. You have family members that know how to push your buttons. All they have to do is talk about your shape. All they have to do is talk about your face. All they have to do is talk about your money. All they have to do is talk about your children. And they know that they trigger you. You got to be able to ignore, because people are going to come for you, and it is up to you on what you engage in. Now, when I go live, there's always a bunch of quacks. There's always a bunch of goofballs that come on with foolishness. Some I engage with, some I don't. But I choose to engage because I've reached a place of maturity where I can engage. I can embarrass you. I can talk about your mama. I can delete you and never think about you ever again. But it took me some years to get to that point. My job is to show you how to ignore people, because everybody's going to have a comment. Everybody's going to talk about your life. Everybody. Here's the thing about this. You got to get rid of the disease to please. They tell you that you need to lose weight. Then when you lose weight, they say you're sick. They tell you that you need to get married. Then they say you married the wrong person. They tell you to have kids. Then when you have kids, your kids are bad. Never fall into the disease to please. You have to learn to make you and God happy. And it comes a point in time where, whether it's your husband, your wife, or whoever, and they say something that triggers you, you got to be able to ignore them and walk away. Because if you do not ignore people when they start talking to you, listen, and remember, Satan has people that will tap dance on your nerves because they know your sensitive spots. Satan knows your sensitive spots. So because the enemy knows all of your sensitive spots, he's going to try to come for you. Don't miss that. He knows you. Here's the thing. When you decide to give up drinking, he's going to send somebody to the house with liquor. When you decide to give up smoking, he's going to send somebody to the house with smoke. When you decide to give up responding, he's going to send somebody to get you to respond. Hey, I got the bear. Keep sending the bear. Are you getting what I'm saying? So you have to learn the power of ignore, because if you do not learn the power of ignore, you're going to get into a whole bunch of battles that you don't need to be in. And here's the thing. Write this down. Write this down. I don't owe anybody an explanation. Oh, it's gonna get good. I don't owe anybody an explanation about how I wear my hair. I don't owe nobody an explanation about what I drive. I don't know anybody an explanation of where I live. I don't owe you an explanation for nothing. So because I don't owe you an explanation, I'm not going to get into a contest with you talking about what I should and shouldn't do with my life. Really? You've been married 12 times and you want to advise me on love. Walk away. You basically have been locked up 30 times. You can't advise me on freedom. Walk away. You're still borrowing $5 to put on pump 3. You cannot advise me on money. Walk away. I don't owe anybody an explanation. But see, here's the thing. People will gaslight you into making you think that you owe them an explanation. Watch this. Everybody who's looking at me right now, hold your phone up. Watch. This is your phone that you pay for, that you buy, that you pay the bill, that you pay the insurance. And people, because they want to control you, will say, I called you. How come you didn't answer my call? Stop right there. You called me from your phone, which was your freedom. I had the right to ignore you, which was mine. Don't miss what I just said. You have a phone. You have a right to call me. I have a phone. I have a right to ignore you. So you're not going to gaslight me and get in your feelings and then get mad talking about, well, I guess I just won't call no more. You promise? Listen, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Where I am in life right now, if you tell me that you're never going to call me again, that is orgasmic. Oh, you wait, you for real? You never, you're saying right now, in front of all these witnesses, you're never going to call me again. I will never call you again. You just don't know how that makes me feel. Because all I wanted to do was sit at the table and eat the big piece of chicken and go to sleep anyway. So because I don't owe you any, but the biggest, listen, you all, the biggest form right now, the biggest form of manipulation is your phone. And people will try to manipulate you into doing what they want you to do with your phone. Watch this. Y'all gonna laugh at me when I get ready to say this. For everybody that has a cell phone, watch this. You do more on your cell phone than talk. When you had a house phone, you talked on your house phone all the time. When you got a cell phone, you said, I'm gonna get a cell phone so I can be reachable. But we do more on our cell phone than talk. You play games, you look at email, you look at your calendar, you look at Facebook, you look at YouTube, you do all types of stuff on your phone except talk. So now when somebody calls you and they say, I called you, but you posted on Facebook, so you can't call me back. If I'm posting on Facebook on my phone, that means that I don't want to talk on my phone. So if I'm posting on Facebook, that means that I have no verbal interaction. And right now, I don't want to talk. So you're trying to force me to call you. And then when I don't call you, you get angry and put up all types of symbols on Facebook. It's amazing how you can be there for people, but they can't. If I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. And if you have a problem with me not wanting to talk to you, you have a mental issue that's greater than our connection. If you get mad at me because I don't want to talk to you at the time, and you get that upset at me because I don't respond to you, number one, that shows you're controlling. Number two, that shows that if you can't get your way, you pout. Number three, that shows that you actually are an old teenager because you can't get your way. Now you want to block. I'm not doing control and obsession. And then they will try to gaslight you. Well, whenever you call me, I've been there for you, but I see how it is now because when I called you, you answered, right? Yeah, that's because you chose to answer, right? Yeah. So when you call me, it's when I choose to freaking answer. So before I get into a big argument with you about whether I should or should not answer, look at my finger, ignore. I'm not getting into no fights. I'm not getting into no drama. I'm not going back and forth. I will disconnect in the middle of a conversation. You told me that. No, I didn't. You said that. No, I didn't. You gonna tell me I did. And I will disconnect in a chair and go right to sleep. That's Rennie. Just you see what Rennie put up? The emoji with the eyes. Let me explain to you. If they put up the emoji with the eyes, they want to say a whole bunch of other things to you, but they put the eyes up as if to say, where you at? Why are you ignoring me? Because they know that if you type it out, they're gonna get, yeah. They show the eye every single time. They look at the eye as if to say, I'm looking for you. You can keep looking for me. I'm busy. I'm asleep. I'm eating. I'm watching the game. I'm talking to my kids. I'm passing gas. I'm writing a sermon. I'm scratching my navel. I'm in the bathroom doing my eyebrows. It could be it could be anything. Leave me alone. And then if you get to the point that when I call you back and you decide not to answer because you think it's going to show me how you feel, you can delete and block me forever. Delete and block me forever because there's billions of people on the planet. Exactly, Dr. M. That's it. Introduce them to Mr. Click. There's billions of people on the planet. So you want me to be held up with just you? That's control. That you see what Dark Gable put up? That's control. Those eyes, that's what they do. They'll send a pair of eyes, and then when you see the eyes, you're like, well, they looking for me. Let me go ahead and call them. I'm not doing all right now as I'm talking to you all. I have family members who know I'm talking about them. They would not dare come on this page and say anything, but what they'll do is they'll send me a text message. Oh, so I guess you was talking about me, huh? A hit dog will always holler. A hit dog will. So if you think I'm talking about you, I'm talking about you. I don't sugarcoat nothing. Y'all know me. If you think I'm ignoring you, it's true. If you think that I'm laying on the sofa, scratching my tail, watching the game while you're consistently calling me, I'm ignoring you. If I pick up the phone, cool. If you pick up the phone, I don't do. You ever notice it's always one sided? When you don't pick up, I guess I'm not important. I guess you don't care. But when they don't pick up, we don't say nothing because all we wanted was freedom. What's up, Larry? All we wanted was freedom to begin with. Leave me alone. Watch this. Remember when we were let's do a timeline walk before we get into the lesson. Remember when we were kids? Watch this. When you were 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, Mama, let me talk on the phone. When you became a teenager, you would stay on the phone for hours. When you fell in love, you would stay on the phone for hours. And then after a while, what would happen is that now where we are, if the phone doesn't ring, that's the best place. If my phone doesn't ring, Jesus, that is the best place to be. You're not going to use a psychological ploy on me. I'm good. I promise you, I'm good. If the phone doesn't ring, remember back in the day, if the phone didn't ring, we take it off the hook. We listen for the tone, brrr, and you hang because you know the phone is working. Now, if the phone don't ring, and if the phone don't ring, and just in case the I'm sorry. I wouldn't try to be evil. I talk all day at work. I'm all talked out. I know that's right. I know this, and I'm not saying that to be evil. All I'm saying is that in my life where I'm at, I just want peace. And again, if you have an issue with people not calling you when you want them to call you, you're a control freak. You have a spirit. Control is a spirit that is on you. Control is a spirit. Watch this. Watch this. In a relationship, to show you how people like to usurp control, when you've been hurt in a previous relationship, when you've been hurt in a previous relationship, you will say, I don't need nobody. I don't want nobody. But when you finally meet somebody to make you feel secure, you want them to call in every hour on the hour. I text you, you ain't text me back. I called you and call me back. I'm not going to text you every hour. I just need to know if you're safe. That's keyword code for I need to know where you're at to make sure you're not cheating on me. There's a difference in you wanting me to be safe. And there's a difference in you wanting to find out if I'm cheating on you. So what will happen in relationships is if you've been cheated on numerous times, you will try to control the narrative. So you feel if I know where he or she is at all times, my heart feels good because I know they're not cheating on me. And then when they don't answer the way you want them to answer, then it becomes war. Listen, back in the day, second girlfriend in my lifetime, I need y'all to look at. I've only been with 5 people in my entire life. I'm almost 60 years old. Second person had bad relationship issues or whatever. If I was on the phone and if she texted me and I did not call her back within 5 minutes, it didn't start off like that. In the beginning, she give me time to call back or whatever. After a little bit of time and we was getting we was getting it in or whatever, she would call and she would beep. And with the beeper, you beep, 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 and you look and you see, okay, she beat me, so let me go ahead and call her. When I would call, hey, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. But if she beat me and I didn't call back in 5 minutes, I got 304, 304, 304. Y'all know what 304 is on the beeper, right? For those that don't know, when we had pagers, if you take 304, type it in, and turn it upside down, it spells hoe. So she would call and she would beat me. And if I was working or doing something, she would not. I mean, literally, she would send 304, 304. And I called back. I'm like, why you send that? Because you didn't call me. And I just checked. If you text me and I did not call you immediately, I could have been on the toilet taking a deuce. I could have been picking my nose. I could have been frying chicken. I could have been petting the dog. I could have been shucking corn. I could have been outside washing clothes by hand. Give me time to get to the phone so I can call you. But if I do not call you in your allotted time and you're uncomfortable with me taking my time and it's not an emergency, you need therapy. You need therapy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say what everybody else is afraid to say. If somebody calls and you want them to call you when you want them to call, and they need to text when you want them to text, and they need to answer every minute when you want them, you need therapy. Period. And I counsel a whole bunch of people because they have obsessive disorders, because they feel that he needs to answer me when I call. She needs to answer me when I call. And if they don't answer me, I know that they can't answer me. They doing something else. And then when you say things like the following statement, so how do you know they're doing something else? I just feel that they're doing something else because if they don't call me back and if they don't this and they don't that. And I asked the question one time, I said, maybe they don't want to be bothered. Well, if you love somebody, you always want to be bothered with them. No, sir. No, sir. Dr. M, some of the insurances are paid for, and then there's a whole bunch that don't because of you know who in the White House. And that's another story. But I'm saying if you're dealing with an individual that wants to usurp control and authority, and here's what that looks like. Dr. M is on here. So if I say, Dr. M, do me a favor and hashtag FYP. Here's what I mean by somebody that needs therapy. And I'm for the next few minutes, I'm gonna act like a person that needs therapy. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Okay. And this is a hypothetical story. So Dr. M, don't respond. Watch. Dr. M, I need you to put FYP in. I need you to put FYP in the notes. You know, the other day, how come you haven't put it in the notes yet? Okay, you know what? Let me ignore her because I don't have time. So the other day, okay, you still haven't put FYP in the notes. You know what? And then I send the eyeballs. You're not gonna put FYP in the notes. And she's taking her time, or either she's on the phone or she's busy. A normal person says maybe they're busy and I'm gonna get with them later. Later. A compulsive person that wants control would say, I just asked her 60 seconds ago to put something in the chat and she still hasn't put it in there yet. And then after a while, I'm gonna start to send the following messages. Oh, so you ignoring me now? Oh, I guess it's like that. Oh, that's how you want to play? I've been texting you. That's okay. You don't have to call me. It's okay. I'm done. 5 minutes later. Why are you acting like this? How come you can't cooperate? How come you can't communicate? I've been waiting. You ain't talking to me. Okay, maybe it's just me. Okay, I see. You know what? This is my last time talking. You ain't got to worry about me no more. You ain't got to worry about that because I'm done with you. You'll never find another woman like me. And then after that, you still don't answer. Now there's a knock at the door. Do, do, do. What's going on? Oh, since you couldn't answer your little funky phone, I came over here to see if you was okay. No, you didn't. You came to see if somebody was over here as the reason why I was ignoring your call. Come inside. See, nobody is here. Now get the heck out because you did not come over because you cared. You came over because your imagination and your low self-esteem made you think that I was screwing somebody else. Now that you see that nobody else is over here, now that you smell the sheets, now that you smell for perfume, now that you went through and smelled cologne, you don't smell anything. So now get out my house. Well, I get like that sometimes. You can get like that every time. It just ain't going to be with me. Ignore. You see the sign? Ignore. Ignore. When you run into people like that are always trying to justify their food, they need help. They need therapy. They need to sit on a couch and talk to somebody because clearly they've been hurt so many times that they want to enforce their curfew on you. So when I told her that we had to kind of like, yo, we need to take a break. You say you want to take a break because you want to go screw other women. I'm 6 foot, 260 pounds. If I want to do that, I would do it. And there's nothing you could do about it. But I'm not that person. I'm telling you we need space because you're crowding me. In my Martin Lawrence voice, you on my neck. You're on my neck. You're on my neck. I need you to back. So I'm a firm believer that when you with somebody, you should smother them with love. That's the problem. You're giving me love, but you're smothering me. I can't breathe. I need Tony Braxton to come sing Breathe Again because clearly I can't breathe because you're smothered. Well, I thought that you said, no. You want to control the narrative because you feel that if you can see my face or feel my presence, that I'm not cheating on you. Go get therapy. Work on your self-esteem. If you had not gone through what you had gone through then, you would not be trying to take it out on me now. And because I've recognized it, the demon in you knows that I've recognized it. So the demon is going to put up all types of excuses. And right after that, you're going to hear this. That's okay. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter. I don't even care anymore. And they'll go to sleep and they'll just leave. And then 1 week later, so I guess you still tripping. Here's what I did with her, and y'all gonna laugh. All of this went down, and I'm telling her we need to for God, forget you, F you, I don't need you. Then we finally take a break. So then she sends a message and she says, "Oh, I see what we doing. Well, I heard that you was with a bunch of people and da 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 da." And I was like, "I, you heard it. It's probably true. I knew it. I knew you did this. Now you ain't never got to worry about. You ain't never got to worry about." I was like, "That's what I've been trying to get to. I don't want to deal with nobody else like you because you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You're one egg short of a dozen. I'm cool on you. So walk away." She literally leaves. And about 2, 3 weeks later, my sister comes into town. My youngest sister, well, she's older than me, but we look almost just like our dad. She comes to visit me because she had just retired from the military. We're at the house acting up, cracking up, laughing, drinking, or whatever. Here comes the door. Boom, 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 boom. Walks in the door. Oh, so this the bee that you've been da 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 da. And I was like, "What are you talking about? This be that." I said, "This is my sister. Everybody always want to say that's my sister or that's my cousin and that's and that." And my sister stands up. She's like, "This is my little brother. You need to relax." "Nah, B, you need to relax. Cause I da da." And she come with, "Oh my God," and da da da. And my sister just took her and flip. And then when she got up off the floor, I'm calling the police. Yeah, your woman. I said, "This is my sister." I said to Marlon, my sister, meet my sister tomorrow. "How I know that's your sister?" I said, "Look at the walls around you. This is what I mean by therapy," because she had so much rage from previous relationships. She starts looking at the pictures like, "Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I said, "Cool." I said, "Marty, you good?" "Yeah, I'm good." She said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How are you doing? I've heard so much." I said, "You ain't got to hear nothing else. Get out." "Oh, no, no, no. You got to." You walked in my house. You assumed that my sister was somebody I was messing with. My sister gave you a 10-piece plus biscuits. You found out that you were wrong. And now you want to come back and apologize like I was going to take that back. If you would come in my house and accuse me of that, you'll accuse me of anything. Get out. And I said it just like that. She's like, "You don't mean," get, y'all cover your ear. Get the, I wasn't a pastor then. Get out my house because I ain't got time for none of this. So the next couple of weeks, answering machine, 4 rings. Remember the old school answering machine? "It's me. Listen, I'm just telling you that it didn't have to be that way if you were just honest with me." I didn't owe you an explanation for my sister coming in. That's number one. Next message. "How you gonna just act like this and da 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 da?" Next message. "That's okay. This will be the last time that you ever have to da 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 da." Next message. "Why won't you talk to me?" Get therapy. You need to be in front of Dr. Ruth, God bless her soul. You need to be in front of a few hundred people because you got more than one person that's living on the inside of you. So I need a counselor for each spirit that's on the inside of you because I'm not, no. That's it. Don't let the door hit you. Nobody has time for that. I'm not saying that to be evil. I would have played Get Gone for her and maybe even sang it to her. I don't know if she got therapy, Queen, because I didn't stay around. That's the thing. Here's the thing. I was younger then. I didn't have time to train people then. Where I'm at now, I really don't have time. If I listen, let me tell you how I am right now. I've been married 26 years. If something happens and I'm no longer married and I take a few years to detox and get my mind and heart right again, and I meet somebody and we exchange numbers after a while, and on the same day they call me talking about, "I just wanted to give you my number to make sure." If I wrote my number down, I wrote my number down. If I gave you my number by my mouth, because my mouth is loud, it's audible and real loud, that's my number. To call me on the answer machine and say, "We just met about an hour ago. I just wanted to let you know that I had a good time." That's 50-50. There are some people that are really sincere like that, but the other 50%, that's some misery stuff. That's some hand that rocks the cradle. That is yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all gonna laugh at me. If something happened and I was no longer married, I promise y'all, I probably would go to the seniors home and just be a dancer. Cause y'all said the dating pool has pee in it. The people that I counsel on the regular, the dating pool has pee in it. Oh, the dating pool has a whole bunch. The dating pool has pee, urine, piss, amniotic fluid, popcorn juice, pork and bean juice, the dating pool. I see people go through hell when they single. I don't know. Listen. If I were not married, I probably would not. I would be in the old folks' home. Just y'all laughing, but I'm for real. Random said, I prefer to stay single. I love my peace. I know that's right. Because again, I said it before. You have to report to people. But anyway, let's get into this. Corey said, go. I'm for real. And listen, think about this. If I were to go to the senior home, it wouldn't be tens and twenties and dollars. It would be 50-cent pieces and quarters. But I can roll that change up and go to the little coin star in the grocery store. While y'all playing, don't be laughing and don't judge me. Don't judge me. Um, I've been divorced for 18 years. Tried dating for a couple of months. Bunch of crazy. Yeah, take your time. Take your time, Lisa. Take your time. Take your time. And that's why I tell you all the time. Detox. Watch this. I haven't got to the lesson yet, but watch this. When you just came out of a marriage, a bad relationship or whatever, for the first 6 months to a year, look at the top of the screen. Ignore them. For the first 6 months to a year, ignore them, because everybody's going to try to come present their body as a living sacrifice. And because your spirit is hurt and broken because the relationship did not work out, your spirit is open to be Captain Saver. And you will literally, anybody that looks different and makes you feel different than the person that hurt you, you will welcome them in. Write this in your notes. Sometimes you choose your own Judas. Oh boy. Sometimes you choose your own Judas. Sometimes you choose your own Judas. Stacy said, coins add up quickly. You better believe it. If you get those big, gigantic water storage containers, if you fill a few of them up, man, listen, that's rent for the whole year. And I'm going to go right to Coinstar and let it count out all the quarters. And listen, if you are in a bad relationship and you break up, the last thing you need is another relationship. So for whoever comes to you, you gotta ignore. Y'all see where my fingers say, ignore them. Because watch, when your spirit, let's do this. Here's your spirit. Your spirit is traveling with another person. Your spirits are intertwined, right? So watch. As you're traveling with your spirits intertwined, something happens and you fall off, you come back. Something else happens. Hold on, let me get my light back. Something else happens. You fall off, you come back. You fall off, you come back. You've been intertwined with someone. Look at my fingers. You smell like them. You think like them. You think about them. They're consistently in your thoughts because you're intertwined. The moment that you separate, your desperation has you so ready to connect to somebody again that you don't care who you link in with. And it's at that moment that you choose your Judas, because when you are fresh out of a relationship, you don't need a new penis or vagina. You need a new piece. Notice what I just said. You don't need a new penis or vagina. You need a new piece. P-E-A-C-E, not P-I-E-C-E. And many people get hurt because as soon as they get out of a bad relationship, as soon as you get, oh, you don't understand. It's some real men. I finally met a real man. After 3 months, you didn't find no real man. You found a real good sex object to take your mind off of what your husband did. After 5 years, sir, you met a new woman. That new woman put that ill nana on you. And now you literally, after every night going to sleep, she never made love to me like this. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. You don't need to introduce no new bedroom fellows. You don't need, take your time, detox, and ignore. Because watch, the devil knows you're vulnerable because after you broke up, you're used to consistent penis. You're used to consistent vagina. You're used to consistent conversation. You're used to cooking for him, He's used to cooking for you. You're used to making the bed together. You're used to cleaning the house together. You're used to dropping the kids off. You did everything together. And now at the drop of a dime, I got the chicken. Now that you have nobody else to do anything with, your spirit is like this. And then you're willing to connect to anybody who can bring back the familiar spirit, make me feel like I felt when I first met them, even though, even though it didn't work. I've been divorced and celibate for 2 years, and I'm the happiest that I've ever been. I know that's right. And here's the thing, that's your prerogative. If you want to be celibate, if you listen, that there's nothing wrong with that. Never allow people to push you. Watch this. Watch. Do you know how many women are in terrible relationships because they did not ignore the advice? Girl, I got a friend. For real? What do he look like? Girl, he cute. Well, what does his friend look like? Girl, he cute too. And in your desperation, you figure, I just want to be with somebody because you just listen to Al Green. I'm so tired of being alone. Now you feel the need to connect to somebody, and blind dates are the worst. I got a funny story to tell y'all. Blind dates. Blind dates are the worst. Now, Kawada heard this and Tamasha heard this. Listen, never get hooked in with a blind date, because even though your friend says they look nice, run, 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 run. I'm telling y'all, run. Because watch, women are better at this than men. If a woman says, I got a friend I want you to meet, she'll say, hold on. Right now, I'm not in the mood. When it's a dude that's immature, what she look like? She got a big booty, because immature men think that way. Listen, years ago, my boy Vern, he met a girl in the nightclub, right? She was gorgeous, because when he asked her to dance, we thought he was going to get shot down. So he's like, I'm about to go ask her to dance. We were like 23. And he goes and asks her to dance. And we bet him, we're like, she going to turn him away. She going to tell him no. He said, well, you want to dance? And she was like, sure. And I'll tell you what the song was. You remember TLC, baby, baby, baby. That's the song. So he grabbed her hand, and she literally was coming with him. He looked at us like, so they get on the dance floor, they dancing or whatever. In our natural young mind, we like, so how was the dance? Is she cool? Yeah, man, she cool. She said she doing a barbecue tomorrow. Yo, she got friends? Yeah, she got a bunch of friends. They gonna be there tomorrow. In our young, immature mind, we're thinking, okay, we going to the house because there's gonna be some women over there. Cool. No biggie. So we go to the barbecue, right? And I'm trying to get through this where I don't laugh, because y'all gonna laugh at me and then you're gonna laugh with me. So I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to just get into the house and sit down and notice. So as we get into the house, it is me, Pat Bell, I'm seeing Lamont Jerome, Vern Appleton, and James Shepard. We all are literally sitting in the living room, right? So her friends come in, they introducing themselves, and we're like, hey, how y'all doing? All of them was fine. We're young kids, so we come to find out they were models. They were actually models. And we're just like, yo, they models, like supermodels, but they were models. So we thinking in our heads like, we done hit the jackpot. My future wife might be a model. I was 23. I had a girlfriend, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool. So what happens is the phone rings. So when the phone rings, she runs into the phone. And this is when cordless phones like first came out. You had the big, long, gigantic antenna. So when she comes and answers the phone is right here. She grabs it. She says, and she runs into the room. And I'm looking at Vernon. I'm like, why she run into the room? Like, we ain't pay no attention to it. We ain't pay no attention to it. So she comes back, sets the phone down, goes, she comes back, phone rings again. She grabs the phone and runs out. And we're just like, why is she getting the phone? Like, she got a dude or somebody coming over, whatever. So finally she comes in. Hey, we got the rain. So finally when she comes in, she gets the phone. But when she answers the phone, she answers it in front of us. And this is why we don't do blind dates, even if we're single. When she answers the phone, she doesn't hit the on button with her hand. She hits it with another. Right? So usually with the cordless phone, you would either get it with your thumb. We didn't know her. So right now, I can laugh at it. Back then, I was wrong, but right now, I can laugh at it. So when she answered the phone, my friend James started singing "Looking for Love," and he started singing "Looking for Nub" because her hand was. So Pat jumps up and he says, wait a minute. He says, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. I know she ain't Handy Woman. Y'all remember Handyman from In Living Color? And we all busted out laughing. Who are you talking about? You ain't talking about. Y'all get out my house. Nah, 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 nah. We are in there cracking up laughing. The phone rings again. And while she's busy trying to talk about us, she lifts up her nub and does this and answers the phone. And we just. Okay. Oh, I'm trying. Hold on. So so she gets mad because she thought that we were all talk. We weren't talking about her. It was only one of us that actually said something smart. So then here come her girls. Oh, y'all them fake dudes, cause y'all know somebody. If somebody got a handicap or somebody's messed up, y'all ain't no better than nobody. And she's pretty and she's beautiful and she's this and she's this. And James freaking Shepherd said she may be beautiful, but since y'all trying to put us out, fellas, let's go ahead and give her a hand. I'm sorry. Oh, I said all that to say blind dates don't work. We didn't know she had we didn't know she was, we weren't trying to, like make fun of her, nothing like that. But the fact is that one of us said something that was disrespectful. She went off and she had the right to go off. But my thing is that when you meet somebody for the first time and y'all are dancing on the floor, because I don't blame her, I blame my boy. Y'all are dancing to TLC, baby, baby, baby. Your hands is in the air. Put your hands where my eyes can see. You didn't see? You didn't see, when she had her hands up. I got so much. You didn't see? Did you see her snap? Do 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 do. I mean, did you not see her hands when they went up in the air? We watched them dance. We're thinking that they on the dance floor and she's a regular lady. So if you got your hands in the air, after Baby, 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 they played AMG. Y'all remember AMG? Be Better Have My Money. Durr. It ain't nothing like, oh my word to the DJ. Yeah, AMG, Better Have My Money. So she's like, oh, that's my jam. That's my, and I'm thinking, like, we didn't see it. Maybe it was the club lights. Maybe it was the strobe lights that made it look like a full functioning hand. We didn't, we didn't know. That we weren't looking. Thank you, Betsy. We weren't looking at her hands. We were, because she was gorgeous. So on the dance floor, we're thinking, Queen says she hid the nubs. Wookie put nub in all the wrong places. Wookie put nub. I can't. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Breathe. 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 She said she hit the pass the peas like we. Oh, excuse me, because you passed the bread. You know I can't pass the bread. Why you ask me so quick? Listen, I can look back on it and laugh. Reese said cereal box love. Pyru love. Boom, doom, do do do. I'm sorry. Take my hand, precious Lord. Oh, oh goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm not sleepy. I promise y'all I'm cool. All I'm saying is that when he hooked up with her, we fell into the blind date thing. You got a friend that's got a friend that's got a friend. Here's the difference in most of the time. Most of us are not really trying to hook our girl. Like we have women that we really are cool with, and we ain't trying to sleep with them. He said, "My strong hand." See, I'm trying to. Okay, we playing spades. How many do you bid? I bid 7. Are you sure that's all you got in your hand? No, I'm not tired. I promise y'all I'm not tired. This that every time I tell that story, I have to laugh because you had to be there. You listen to me. You had to. Stokes said I like hand me downs. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. What was the name of that group? What was that? High Five? Just can't handle it. Okay, listen, let's move. So listen, what I'm saying is that when people are trying to hook you up, when people are trying to hook you up and be with it, no, she's in Ohio. I'm a long way. Well, she was in Ohio. This was 30 something years ago. So I'm quite sure she's probably married and get your hands up. Get your hands up. Clyde said, I guess that was hands down. And here's the thing. Listen, when it comes to blind dates, when it comes to situations like that, most men, we're not really trying to hook up our single girlfriends. Like we have women that we're cool with, no sex involved. They just like cool. They just like our people from around the way. We really not trying to hook up them with dudes that we know because that's just not really men's thing. I mean, fellas, help me out. We don't do that. But if you reverse the role, I got a friend. I think y'all would be cool. First thing we ask you, ladies, what she look like? When you ladies say, I got a friend, we say, for real? Word? What she look like? And you say, oh, she's real pretty. No. That Clyde is on here. Who else is on? There's other brothers on here. When we hear that you have a single friend and we say, what does she look like? The first thing you say is, oh, she's real pretty. That does not mean what you just said. Pretty to you. So the question I ask, but she's pretty to you. Look, Clyde's on here, he sees it. Steve was on here, he sees it. All I'm saying is that those blind dates, when people try to hook you up, that learn to ignore them because you need to get your spirit freed first. If you do not free your spirit from the bondage of the previous relationship, your new relationships are not going to work. And some of us are on relationship number 12, 13, 14 because we did not detox. Exactly, Kim. That's what they'll say, Kim. They're like, yeah, she's pretty and she's just so nice and sweet. And then she's hyping you up. She's hyping you thinking, my girl, my girl, my homegirl, she about to hook me up with her girl. Oh, shoot. All right. I might find the one. I might find the one. And as soon as she come out the house, you remember Friday, talking about she looked like Janet Jackson, pulled up looking like Freddie Jackson. I'm good. No, no, sir. That's it. That's it, Stokes. That's it. Smokey said it. Smokey said talking about coming out looking like Freddie. Ooh, what's up? Nothing. And that's not to down anybody because everybody has their preference. I don't want y'all to think that I'm making fun of people. Some ladies want a guy that's tall and dark skinned. Some ladies want a guy that's short and muscular. Some brothers want a lady that's voluptuous. Some guys want a woman with a BBL. It just depends on your preference. It's just not my preference. So when I meet the person that my friend is trying to hook me up with, I'm not gonna be rude and be like, "Hey, you," and then look at my friend like, "What the heck did you do that?" You know what? Don't talk to me. No, I'm done. All I'm saying is everybody has their preference. Now, case in point, when I got divorced from my first wife, I've only been married twice. When I got divorced the first time, I trusted my girlfriends who I was cool with around the way to, I felt that I was ready for a relationship. And this was a year and a half after because we were only married, a few months. We had to know. So when I started dating again, it was like, Marvin, oh my God, Marvin, you guys will make a perfect match. And I'm thinking, okay, I would make a perfect match in y'all's eyes. I don't know about all that on this end. So anyway, they would, hook it up. And back then there was no cell phones. It was pagers and it was pay phones. So you'd be like, I'm gonna give her your pager. Cool, give her my pager. So she paged me. I go to a payphone. Hello, hey, this is such and so wanted me to give you my. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What you doing later? None. Listen, how about we go eat? How about we go eat? Go to the movies and go to dinner so we can get to know each other. I've never seen her. I'm being cordial because I'm going on the strength of my friend that she's pretty. I'm going on the strength of my friend that she's pretty. I'm not a supermodel. I'm not the best looking dude on the planet, but I have a preference of what I want and what I don't want. So when I go to pick her up, when I go to pick her up, we both were disappointed. We both, because she looked at me and was like, I like my men a little meatier. I mean, muscles are good, but I'm not a fan of muscles. I like that, da 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 da. And I'm looking at her, and all I could think of was Public Enemy. Don't believe the hype. Remember on Chuck D's, like, don't believe the hype. I was just like, ooh, you really are pretty in your own way. We still went out to eat. We still went to the movies, and we've been friends to this day. I wasn't her type. She wasn't my type. That's all. She just wasn't my type and I wasn't hers. And I was man enough to be like, I don't look attractive to her. And I'm cool with that. Most people would develop a complex. Oh my gosh, I'm not attracted to the girl that's not attractive. Wait a minute, what's wrong with me? No, I was cool because she wasn't attracted to me. I wasn't attracted to her. And to this day, she's like one of my best friends, like my ace boon, like for real. But back in the day when I look and I'm like, mm-mm. And then when my friend was like, so you mean to tell me she wasn't attracted to you? I was like, she wasn't attracted to me and I wasn't attracted to her. I'm a caller. Don't call her. Me and her, she and I are cool. And she's, no, I'm just saying because we're cool. All I'm saying is that when you get out of a relationship, make sure that you're ready. Because if you go into a relationship with the wrong person, listen, and then Lord forbid, if you meet somebody who's a glad person, GLAD, that means good looking at a distance. You see them from a distance and you say, ooh, girl, look, he tall, look at his shoulders. Bruh, look at her legs, man. She is thick, man. Oh, and then the closer they get, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, wait, you, because they're glad, GLAD, they're good looking at a distance. Beware. Make sure you detox first. Okay, let's let's go into Mark chapter 5. Let's go into Mark chapter 5. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I just got through talking for the last 7 or 8 minutes because I tried to get the whole handyman thing out of my head. That's all I tried. Okay. Okay, Mark chapter 5. I'm going to read a few verses and then I'm going to go into this. I'm going to read a few verses and then I'm going to go into this. So, oh, thank God there's no emoji that would fit this occasion because I would not be good. She said, look up in the sky. Stokes, listen. I don't like y'all. You all are evil people. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. And I'm going to tell Jesus, y'all are terrible. So, Mark chapter 5. While he said, if you could breathe, I'm good. So watch. While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue house a certain person which said, thy daughter is dead, why troublest thou the master? Soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, be not afraid, only believe. He says, be not afraid, only believe. So when we're talking about ignoring people, it took me 30 plus years to ignore people. When I was in my late 20s, my perception was people's perception. In other words, if I wore something and people liked it, I would keep wearing it because they approved of it. If it was something that they criticized, I never would wear it again because I was worried about the criticism from other people. It took me years to get where I am now to no longer care. My job is to grow you, to show you how to no longer care and to ignore people when they're wreaking havoc in your life or their advice is not worth it. So Jesus is on his way walking. And as Jesus is walking, literally as Jesus is walking, there's a servant of the ruler of the Jewish synagogue, Jairus. Jairus comes, Jesus, he says, my daughter is sick and she's been sick for 12 years and she's dying, right? And Jesus says, don't be afraid, only believe. So he starts to follow Jairus to his house. And in the midst of that, there's a woman that has an issue of blood that's been bleeding for 12 years. Notice, she's been bleeding for 12 years. He's on his way to the house to heal a 12-year-old little girl. So on this particular chapter, he heals a little girl and he heals a woman. In order for you to be a normal functioning woman that is doing what God has called you to be, you got to have the child in you to be healed first. We have many people that are walking around in adult bodies, but they're still carrying around childhood hurt. So Jesus heals a little girl of 12 years and a grown woman in a situation of 12 years. So the day that the woman started bleeding is the day that the girl was born, hypothetical time frame. So when the woman started bleeding, that's when the little girl was born. Jesus is on his way to heal the little girl, but he ends up healing the adult. So that chapter, he heals a 12-year-old girl and he heals a 12-year-old situation. Many of us are dysfunctional. We're borderline depressed. We're messed up mentally and we need therapy because we were broken as children. And because we were broken as children, our bodies grew up, but our spirits didn't. So now all it takes is one or two little things to set us off. And we remember what happened back in childhood. And now we should be functional, but we're dysfunctional. So what happens is that he's on his way to heal the little girl, and there's a woman that has an issue of blood, and the Bible says that she gets to him and touches the hem of his garment. Let's go back and look at the story. Look at the story. She's in her house by herself. She's in her house by herself because back in those days, if a woman had her cycle and it went over 7 days, the men thought that something was wrong with her and they declared her ceremonially unclean. So wherever she went, if she had bled after 7 days, she had to cover her mouth. She had to walk away from people and say unclean. She's ceremonially unclean. In these particular days, if you came near or touched somebody that was unclean, you were recognized as being unclean because they did not understand medicine like we do now. So she's been bleeding for 12 years. So after her first cycle, after 7 days of her cycle, she kept bleeding. I need you to hear what I just said. Back in these days, we did not have the accoutrements of feminine napkins and feminine products, tampons. None of that was invented back then. That came about the time of Benjamin Franklin when they were using tourniquets, and they used that and they eventually developed it into women's sanitary napkins. They literally have nothing to help her. And the day that she reaches day number 8, her blood doesn't stop. And because her blood doesn't stop, she's having to function while she's bleeding. I'm talking to somebody right now because many of you are still bleeding, but you still have to function. You can't quit. You can't give up. You can't throw in the towel because as you're trying to move forward, you're bleeding. No, you're not bleeding physically, but you're bleeding spiritually and you're broken on the inside. You're tired on the inside. You're depressed on the inside. But despite you leaking, you're still pushing forward. So as she's pushing forward, she begins to talk to herself. And as she's in the house by herself because she's unclean, she says, I heard that Jesus was coming. Now here's the shout. She's ceremonially unclean. Nobody can come around this woman. And because nobody can come around her, they can't even come within so many feet. There's somebody that was in her camp that broke the rules. You need ride or die people that are going to break the rules. Watch what happens. She's sitting in her house and she's been bleeding for 12 years. On the 8th day of her cycle, they looked at her and they said, has your cycle stopped? No, we see blood. We smell blood because back then the animals were attracted to you if you bled. And now she has blood trickling. And she literally says that I'm in day number 8 and I don't know what's going on. So they declare her unclean. Everybody goes away from her. How did she hear about Jesus? She had somebody that had enough courage to go tell her that the one you heard about is down the street. The one that they've been talking about is down the street. She had a ride or die friend that was willing to get in trouble so she literally could help her friend. You need ride or die people in your life that are going to help you get to where you need to be. And you need people that are not afraid to break the rules. This is not the only time that we see people break the rules. There's a man that is paralyzed on a bed and his friends have a meeting and they say, we're going to get you to Jesus because he's at somebody's house preaching. They get to the door. They don't even let them in. And because they don't let them in, they say, since y'all don't want to let us in the door, we're going to go up on top of the roof because in Bible times, the steps were not in the house. They were outside. So they go up the steps, they get to the top and they tear the roof open. These are people that broke a rule in order to get their friend to Jesus. You need some ride or die people that are going to not be afraid of other people. And if I got to break a rule to help the person I love, if I got to push people away to help the person I love, that's what I'm going to do. Their woman is struggling because she's been bleeding for 12 years, but she heard about Jesus. And she said to herself, if I could just touch the HEM of the HIM, I know I'm going to be made whole. I need to say that one more time. She encouraged herself because she heard about Jesus. Quit looking for people to cheer you up. Learn how to cheer yourself up. Quit looking for people to encourage you. Learn how to encourage yourself. Quit looking for people to lift you up. Learn how to lift yourself up. She had somebody that came and knocked on the window. Girl, listen. The one they called Jesus that healed Bartimaeus, the one that they called Jesus that healed the 10 lepers, the one that they called Jesus that literally raised Lazarus. Girl, he's down the street. She says, are you serious? Girl, word, you need to get down the street. So she said to herself as she was crawling, if I could touch the HEM of the HIM, then I'll be made whole. Watch what happens. She's on the ground crawling because to be ceremonially unclean and everybody in her village know that she was unclean, she could not have her face be seen. So she's crawling on the ground with animals and lepers and poor people. She's bleeding. Don't miss what I just said. She's bleeding. And because she's bleeding, there are animals that are coming for her. There are animals that get the blood sent. There are mosquitoes and all types of parasites that sense the blood and they're coming after her as she's crawling to Jesus. What do you do when the time and the pain of the world is chasing after you? You learn how to get to Jesus for yourself. She's crawling to get to Jesus because she's encouraging herself as she goes. If I can touch the hem of his garment, I know that I'll be made whole. Watch what she does. She's crawling on the ground. And as she's crawling on the ground, she's getting kicked by people because she's unclean. Bugs are snapping at her because she's unclean. Mosquitoes are trying to attach themselves to her leg because blood has trickled down, and she still presses her way. I don't care how long you've been bleeding. I don't care how long you've been leaking. I don't care how long you've been crying. I don't care how long you've been depressed. You keep pressing your way towards Jesus, because if you learn how to chase after Jesus, eventually goodness and mercy will chase after you. She says, I don't care what they say. I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to get outside of my feelings. I'm going to get outside of this little law and I'm going to touch the hem. She gets to Jesus. And when she touches the hem, Jesus says, who touched me? Pause. She's crawling on the ground. As she's crawling on the ground, mosquitoes are gnawing at her because she's bleeding. Animals are trying to come to unalive her because she's bleeding. There's other people that are walking and they see who she is. And because she's ceremonially unclean, they would kick her as she was down, and she still gets to Jesus. I don't care what you have to go through. Still learn how to get to his feet. She gets to his feet. She touches the hem and he says, who touched me? He says, who touched me? And the disciples say, all the people that's around you, and you talking about who touched you? And he looks down and he sees her. She's already touched him and she's healed. She's now trying to get away. Wait, she did something that we do on Sunday morning. She got into the presence of God. She got what she needed and she tried to walk away without saying thank you. She didn't say thank you. She was a blessing grabber. See, we look at the woman, we look at the blood, we look at her perseverance, but we don't see that when she touches the hem, she gets blessed, and she doesn't even have enough thankfulness in her to say thank you. Exactly. So she's scared, but she finally gets healed. He says, "Who touched me?" And then he looks at her and he says, "Daughter, your faith has made you whole." Watch. As he has healed the woman with the issue of blood that has been bleeding 12 years, the 12-year-old girl dies. They send somebody to Jesus. And when they send somebody to Jesus, they say, you took too long, bruh. The little girl is dead. He says he says, don't be afraid, only believe. I need to pause right there parenthetically and tell you all tonight that whatever it is that you're facing right now, don't be afraid, only believe. Your divorce, your finances, your sickness, your cancer, your children, your everything that you're worried about right now at 11:51 at night, everything that you're worried about right now, don't be afraid, only believe. Notice, I didn't say put your hand in the air. I didn't say give God praise. I didn't say dance. I didn't say drop it like it's hot. I didn't say lower it like it's warm. I said don't be afraid, only believe. And when you believe, you know that he's able to fix it. When you believe, you know that he's brought you out before. When you believe, you know that the same God that brought you out then is the same God that's able to take you out, to bring you out right now. So watch this. There's a few things that happen in this text. And the theme tonight is Ignore them. Point number one. Point number one. Beware of unauthorized words. Put that in your notes. Beware of unauthorized words. They tell Jesus she's dead. Okay. They come to Jesus and they say, the one that we told you about an hour ago, she has finally died. He says, don't be afraid, only believe. If he had taken those unauthorized words, he would have walked away and left her for dead. But he says, don't be afraid, only believe. Question: who do you keep allowing to speak over you that's unauthorized? He says, only believe. They say she's dead. Whose word will you believe? Their word or God's word? They said she's gone. He said she's alive. They said she's done. He says, don't be afraid, only believe. So when he says that, his saying only believe counters out the people's words because they said she's dead. She's dead. She's not going to make it. Watch this. Who is it that keeps speaking over you, that keeps telling people that you're dead? You know why people don't like you is because for everybody that talked about you, they thought that what you went through should have unalived you. But here you are stronger. Here you are wiser. Here you are better because you believed. They don't understand how you made it out of that trial. They don't understand how you survived the cancer. They don't understand how you survived the divorce. They don't understand how you survived the hell that you went through. And the problem is that when you allow unauthorized words to take root in your heart, you will believe what people say about you instead of believing what God said about you. Stop listening to unauthorized voices. If you're not paying my rent, you don't have the authority over me. If you're not taking care of my bills, you don't have the authority over me. You don't get to claim nothing in my life because you are an unauthorized voice. Marriages have been broken up because of unauthorized voices. You've entered into horrible relationships because of unauthorized voices. Learn how to ignore the unauthorized voices. You say it's dead. God says it's alive. You say it's broke. God says I can fix it. You say it's too heavy. God says I can carry it. You got to have it in your mind to know that whatever man said doesn't mean anything, because if you listen to unauthorized voices, you're going to find yourself in a terrible place. But he says here, don't be afraid, only believe. In other words, the little girl is dead in your eyes, but in my eyes, she's still alive. Don't miss what I just said. When you put something in God's hands, there's a difference. A basketball in my hands is nothing, but a basketball in LeBron James's hand is everything. A golf ball in Tiger Woods' in my hand is nothing, but a golf ball in Tiger Woods' hand is everything. It's not who has it, it's the person we're talking about here. Jesus says, don't be afraid of what you see, only believe. I know it looks bad. I know it looks gloom. I know it looks dark, but you are either going to believe or you're going to be scared. You can't do both. You either going to have faith or you're going to have fear, but you can't do both. Number one, ignore unauthorized voices. Watch this. Number two, silence the usual suspects. It's about to get ugly. Number two, somebody put that in the notes. Silence the usual suspects. Silence the usual suspects. What do I mean by that? Um, when Jesus gets to the house, when Jesus gets to the house, the people are talking. When he gets to the house, the people are saying, he's dead. She's dead. Jesus walks in the house and he says, she's not dead. She's only sleeping. And everybody in the house starts to laugh at Jesus. Don't miss what I just said. Watch what happens. He gets to the house. They've already pronounced her dead. Jesus gets to the house and he says, don't y'all be afraid. She's only sleeping. And everybody starts to say, you hear him. He talking about she only sleeping. You know how church people do. They gossip and they run their mouth until you tell them to shut up. They say, he talking about she's only sleep. She ain't sleep. Jesus says, get out. Let me show you how much of a gangster Jesus is. Jesus hears the people snickering and laughing. He says, get out. Wait a minute, Jesus. How are you going to come in somebody else's house and tell their guests and company to get out? Let's talk about who was in the house. Watch. Inside of the house, they were called professional mourners. Let me help y'all here. Do you all remember the TV show Good Times? Hmm. And on Good Times, there was a character called Weeping Wanda. Weeping Wanda went to everybody's funeral. If you opened up the door, she was on her way to the funeral, she would cry, "Oh, who died?" Because she was what they call a professional mourner. In Bible times, they had professional mourners. They would pay people to come in and tarry and cry at funerals. They would pay people to come. When the widow at Nain's son was dead, Jesus approaches the widow at Nain, and she's already lost her husband, and now she's getting ready to bury her son. And Jesus is just like looking at all of the people. Two crowds met that day, a crowd that knew Jesus and a crowd that knew death. Jesus looks at the mama and he says, "Stop crying. I got this." Please don't miss that. Jesus says, "Stop crying. I got this." Not just her, but the professional mourners that were surrounding her. Come back to the house. He's in the house, and the people start to laugh at him. Jesus puts everybody out except Peter, James, and John, who were his three that he needed, and the parents of the little girl. He said, "Talitha kumai," which basically means "damsel, arise." He says, "Get up." But before he could perform the miracle for the little girl, he had to get the naysayers out of the house. Maybe your miracle has not come yet because you have naysayers that are in your camp. Maybe your miracle has not come yet because you have naysayers in your bedroom. Maybe you have naysayers in your garage. Maybe you have naysayers in your church. He says, in order for me to perform a miracle, I got to clear everybody out of the house that does not believe. The reason why you're still praying the same prayer for the same miracle is because people you're connected to don't believe like you do. Oh boy, people that you are connected to do not believe like you do. And you keep trying to hold on to the people who you kicked it with in the world. They don't want to change. You really don't want to change, but you know that you need to change, but you're afraid to get rid of them because you would rather keep their friendship and teeter with God. God says that you need to separate yourself from suitable people that don't want anything. Put that in your notes. Separate from suitable people. If you got Jesus and that's enough, I don't need to hang with you. I serve a God that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ever ask or think. So I don't want to settle for suitable people to say, "What's wrong with what we have? It's okay just like this." No, 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 no. I need better than where I am right now. And when I get better, that doesn't mean that I'm better than you. That just means that I'm better than what I used to be. He kicks everybody out the house that doesn't believe. Jesus was the real G because when he walks in the house, he kicks people out of a house that ain't even his. Woo! Jesus kicks people out of a house that's not even his crib. And he kicks, you don't get to come in my house and kick people out. Who do you think you are coming in my crib? He kicks them all out. Watch, because he understood that if the parents heard the snickering, they wouldn't believe. So he had to put everybody out to show them who he was. Don't miss that. Don't listen to unauthorized voices. Silence the usual suspects. But number three, and I'm done. Watch this. Stay around for the resurrection. Oh boy, watch. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. He says, "Talitha kumai," the little girl arises. Talitha kumai is basically translated to mean damsel arise. They would call the little girl a damsel, and they would call the woman woman. That's why Jesus told his mother, "Woman, what have I to do with thee?" Because when you were a grown woman, woman was a term of endearment. But a little girl was called a damsel, where we get the word damsel in distress. So they have to stay for the resurrection. He says, "Talitha kumai," which means damsel arise. She gets up, she wakes up, and Jesus says, "Y'all go fix her something to eat." I need you to see what's not being said here. Damsel arise, Talitha kumai, rise. The girl was dead, as in no breath, no heartbeat, no nothing. They said that she was dead. He said, "Don't be afraid, only believe." He says, "Damsel, arise," and she gets up. Notice, when he says, "Damsel, arise," and she rises up, she doesn't have a moment of weakness. She's been dead, but now she is alive. And because she is now alive with life in her body, she needs to replenish because she was dead. Come in closer, come in closer. Many of you have been spiritually dead for years. God is saying, allow me to come into your house. Allow me to pour into you. Allow me to feed you the word of God so I can resurrect you and give you the strength that you need. He looks at the little girl. He says, damsel, arise. And literally, it went from a woman with the issue of blood to bad news to don't be afraid, only believe to Talitha Kumai to now the little girl is up. Fix her something to eat. He fixed her up. Notice he says, arise. She woke up and they fixed her something to eat. There was no in between. She didn't get up and stagger. She didn't say, I don't know where I'm at. He says, you've been asleep. In other words, you've been fasting. You've been asleep. Wake up. Now that you're up, go eat because you need to replenish because you've been sick for all these years. You were getting ready to die and you died. Your body struggled. So now I have to give you new energy for the road ahead. Maybe God is trying to remove people out of your life because he's trying to re-energize you. Watch, sometimes things have to die and situations have to die and connections to people have to die because God is trying to give you something. Notice what happens. She literally rises up and she eats. Here is how good God is. And this is something that we never preach. The leader comes to Jesus and says, I need you to heal my daughter. Watch what happens. Jairus is a ruler in the Jewish synagogue. They don't like Jesus. These are the people that crucified Jesus. Y'all know that, right? He doesn't even like Jesus. Watch how he ignored the people. He comes to Jesus and he says, yo, I got a daughter that's sick and I know that you're able to heal her. Here's what he is. Write this word down. He was a Christian atheist. Yeah. I don't like using that word Christian, but for the sake of this class, he was a Christian atheist. We have Christian atheists in churches all over the world because they believe in Jesus, but their lifestyle is opposite of it. See, an atheist is an individual that doesn't know God. A Christian is categorized as a person that does know God. So we have a bunch of Christian atheists that are in church on Sunday morning. They know the songs, but they don't know the source. They know how to do church, but they don't know how to do Christ. So they really don't believe, but they show up acting like they do believe because they really don't believe. He says, my daughter is sick. I need you to come heal her. They've talked about Jesus, lied on Jesus, dogged Jesus. Right. An atheist doesn't believe, Stokes. That's why I said that's a new term. Christian atheist, meaning somebody that's straddling the fence. One minute you believe, next minute you don't. He literally is not liked. Jesus is not liked by Jairus. Watch what Jairus does. He comes to him on the sly. Yo, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I need you to heal my daughter. He's looking around to see if I'm not supposed to be here, but I need you to heal my child. He's a Christian atheist because he doesn't believe in God because he's an atheist, but yet at the moment he's trying to be Christian because he needs God to do something for him. In churches all over the world, we have Christian atheists. Right, Stokes, that's what I'm saying. You can't be double-minded. But here, Jairus is double-minded because he works for the government that unalives Jesus. But yet, he needs Jesus to heal his daughter. You cannot pick and choose when you want to have God in your life. The first few years of his life, he talked about Jesus, drug him through the mud, and said all types of horrible things. Now he needs Jesus to heal his daughter. That's people in church on Sunday morning. They're Christian atheists. They say they believe in God. They act like they believe in God, but behind closed doors, they don't believe in God. And like Stokes said, you can't straddle the fence. So you have people that are in church on Sunday morning that are straddling the fence. In church, hallelujah, they're Christian. But outside of church, they could care less about God. Watch. Jesus goes and allows the little girl to die. Here is why I'm believing that he allowed the little girl to die. Jesus took his time to heal the woman with the issue of blood. He needed the little girl to die because when he got to the house, watch this, The people in the house did not believe in Jesus. Jairus didn't believe in Jesus. The servant didn't believe in Jesus. His wife didn't believe in Jesus. All the people that were in the house did not believe in Jesus, because when he said she was sleeping, they laughed at him. He walked all the way down to that house, healed that little girl, so the person who did not want to know him would really know who he was. He literally marched down. He saves not only the little girl, but he saves the whole house. If Jesus had never come to the house, the mom and daddy never would have believed. He says, don't be afraid, only believe. He said that for a reason, because as he gets to the house, in order for him to save that house, he had to put out all the naysayers. Who is it in your house that needs to be put out? Because you'll never get to the next level in God if you don't ignore some people. Jesus heals the entire house. He heals the little girl's body, but he heals the heart of the mom and the daddy. Don't miss that. See, what they were called blessing grabbers. I don't want to have nothing to do with church. I don't want to have nothing to do with God, because church people are phony. Your mother has cancer. Oh, well, can you pray for me? Stop. You just said you don't like church. You don't like the people in church. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in Jesus. But when you found out that your mom is getting ready to die, now you need Jesus. That's a Christian atheist, because you only want to pick and choose. You only want to pick and choose when you want to serve him. And I watch people when they bash church, when they bash church, and as soon as they get bad news, where do you think they go? Church. Because they think that they can do a one night stand prayer and God is just going to fix it. It has to be a lifestyle. The centurion, so come on, the centurion and servant. This is all through scripture. When Paul and Silas are in prison and they began to praise the Lord and the gates swing open, they could have easily walked out, but the guard come in and he says, oh God, they left. I'm about to commit, I'm unalive myself, because if they lost their prisoners, they were unalived. He says, don't hurt yourself, sir. We're all here. Paul and Silas stayed in the prison, because when they stayed in the prison, they knew that even though the prison was open, they had a job to do. And Paul and Silas got the prison guard saved and his entire house. Sometimes God will set some stuff up and orchestrate some stuff to get your whole house saved. I do believe that God allowed that little girl, Jesus allowed that little girl to die, just so he could display his power. And when he displayed his power, he made believers out of everybody. Can you imagine when the little girl walked out the door and all of the people that was in the house, it was like, he talking about she's alive. That girl is dead. She ain't getting back up. Can you look at all of the ones who doubted Jesus, who said that she's not alive, who said that she did not make it, and now the same little girl walks out of the house and she's got her little pigtails, and they're looking at her like, wait a minute, you ain't supposed to believe, you're not supposed to be, how you, yeah. Nobody but God. God did it. Hey, nope, nobody but God. See, the problem is that you have people that try to get us to prove the existence of God. I don't have to prove the existence of God, because his hand is all over my life. Listen, CSI Miami, Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order SVU, whichever shows that you like to watch. It all boils down to when a crime has been committed, the first thing they do is they dust for fingerprints. And when they dust for fingerprints, if somebody's in the database whose prints show up, they call them a suspect. And because their prints have shown up on the scene, they are the suspect that could have committed the crime. Come closer. When you look at my healing, God's fingerprints are the culprit. When you look at my right mind, God's fingerprints are the culprit. When you look at how he's still a healer, his fingerprints are on me. When you look at my family, his fingerprints are still on my family. I know God did it. The problem is that you have Christian atheists that don't want to believe it until they need it. I never put any stock in the people who dog church. I've had people tell me church ain't real, pastors is fake, and da 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 and da da da. And as soon as they get the bad news, I just wanted to know if you could pray for me, because I don't know where to go. But I've been trying to tell you where to go. But you didn't want to listen because you want to let your feelings overrule facts. And because your feelings got hurt in a church, you want to think that all church is the same. And you make it a personal job to come on this app and church ain't church, until your mama's dying or your daddy's dying or your son is in prison or your daughter trying to unalive herself. Then you need people to intercede on your behalf and help you. How about you start it off with God? That way you don't have to call us to pray for you. You'll have power to pray for yourself. When you're in connection with God, you can go into your prayer closet and you can have a little talk with Jesus all by yourself. I don't need the preacher to pray for me. I know how to pray. I don't need the intercessors to pray for me. I know how to pray. And because I'm connected to God, I can pray for myself. But you'll never get it as long as you keep dogging God, dogging church, and you think that one little prayer on Sunday is going to bring your dead situation back to life. It doesn't work that way. Thanks, Stokes. It doesn't work that way. All I'm saying is that you have to ignore the unauthorized voices. You have to ignore the naysayers, and you got to stick around for the resurrection. Right now, many of you under the sound of my voice, you're on your way to your resurrection. You just been doubting God because you've been listening to naysayers. When you learn how to put earplugs in to naysayers, when you learn how not to answer the phone, when you know how to ignore, you have to learn how to ignore the people, because if you are not connected to my purpose, I got to ignore you. I love you, but I love me more. I want better for you, but I need to take care of myself first. I'm not driving nobody else. I'm not loaning no more money. I'm not giving no more encouragement. God, this is my season. And because this is my season, I'm ready for you to do the miraculous. Here's the problem with seasons. The problem with seasons is God is trying to take you into your spring season, but you still carrying some winter people around with you. God has been trying to get you into your spring and summer season, but you've been carrying some winter-minded people around you. And now you can't get to where you need to be because you're trying to dress for spring and they're still cold. You're trying to dress for spring to get better and they're still stuck in winter. You're trying to get better and they're trying to stay. If you can't get better, if you don't want better for me as I want better for myself, if you don't want better for my life and better for my family, we got to disconnect. I'm done. Thanks, T. That's a new one, manifesting. I'm done. I'm done, because if I'm trying to do better in my life, if I'm trying to achieve better, and you're the one that keeps telling me, you don't need to do that. Why are you doing that? You don't need to lose weight. You don't need to start a business. You don't need to do it. What's wrong with where you are right now? If you're that type of person in my life, disconnect before I cut it off. I'm giving you a chance to disconnect before I cut it off. I'm not doing that no more. And y'all have to have that same mantra to say, you know what? I do deserve better. I do deserve more. And the God that we serve is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ever ask or think. And I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about peace of mind. I'm talking about joy. I'm talking about being able to be content. We think that blessings means cash, cars, and cribs. No, blessings don't mean cash, cars, and cribs. That's stuff that comes and that's stuff that goes. Having peace of mind, having joy in your heart, having a peaceful household, I'll give anything for that. It ain't about money, because I know a whole bunch of rich people that don't have it. Boy, I know a bunch of rich people that do not have peace. They have money in the bank and they're spiritually broke, because we've been trained to believe in our community that he paid. You got a whole lot of money, but you're miserable. You got a brand new California King bed, but you can't sleep at night. Write this down. You can sleep all night long, but only God can give you rest. Ooh, only, only God. Only God can give you rest. You're busy trying to think that it's about the cash and the cars and the crib. It's not about that. Only God is able to give you rest. He heals the little girl. And when he heals the little girl, he says, hey, we got the rain. When he heals the little girl, the parents and everybody in the house say, who is this dude that he comes in? They knew who he was. Here's the problem. They didn't want to walk with him until they needed him. Let me explain to you the one night stand. One night stand suggests that I'm going to say to you whatever I can say to get the draws. I'm going to tell you that you're pretty when you're really cosmetically challenged. I'm going to tell you that you really, really have a nice body when you really don't. I'm going to tell you that you are a beautiful, professional, articulate woman, and you're really not. I'm saying everything I need to say in order to get something from you. Otherwise, I would never say anything to you. Flip it. Jairus never said anything to Jesus. He's the ruler in the Jewish synagogue. Jairus is not, this is not his first time encountering Jesus. Jairus has encountered Jesus before. This isn't his first time encountering Jesus. He's seen him on numerous occasions and he never acknowledged him. Is that Jesus? That's him. We don't do him because we are the Jewish temple. We don't like that. He's seen Jesus more than once, but when he needed Jesus, he says, Jesus, my baby's dying. Do you think that's a one night stand? I don't know you until I want something from you. That's the principle of a one night stand. I'm not going to say anything to you until I want you. And now that I want you, I need for you to come and do everything I ask you to do. Whoever it is that's watching tonight, you got people in your life that have a narcissistic complex that you got to announce them. You got to help them, do everything for them. You don't owe anybody an explanation. I love you, but I love me more. So I'm not going to turn around and be at your beck and call because I got to take care of my own stuff. Watch. Have you noticed that when you're there for everybody else, the moment that you need them, nobody's around, you get mad for a season. And then when they call, you're right back being Captain Save-A-Ho. Because you said I'm done with them because they use me every time I turn around. They use me. I'm done. 3 months later, can you give me a ride? Okay, girl, I got you. And you forget all about it. You're being used. You got to take care of yourself. If you don't practice self-care, you're not going to make it. If you don't practice self-care, your body's going to fall down quicker. It's going to break down quicker. Your mind is not going to be renewed. What's up, Rhoda? I see you. Your mind is not going to be renewed. You have to get to a point where you encourage yourself. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a bunch. So anyway, listen, you all. I'm going to feed a little bit early in the morning. We have major storms, right? I mean, it's raining in certain parts of the city. It's squalls are coming down. Certain parts of the city, it's just sprinkling. It's just really, really, it's off and on outside. But listen. I've gotta go to bed early tonight because I have two services on Sunday. So tomorrow is going to be a day of preparation. I'm going to come on here and make fun of Trump supporters. That's coming. But I have to preach it. I have not been in the pulpit in Shiloh in 2 weeks. Thanks, Live Your Best Life. I haven't been to the pulpit in 2 weeks, so I get to preach at home this coming Sunday morning. And then Sunday afternoon, I'll be preaching in Penns Grove, New Jersey for a family and friends day. It's on the church website. So if you're in the New Jersey area, make sure you come through. And then after I leave New Jersey, I will be literally getting in the car to drive to Columbus, Ohio to say goodbye to my father. So yeah, so I'm gonna be running. It's raining in New York. I know that's right. Love you too, Stokes. So it's a lot that's going on. But between this morning and this afternoon, because the weather changed a little bit, Virgo, in Alabama. We definitely got you in prayer because it rained off and on here, and it's been kind of iffy. We fed like 730 people today. It wasn't a lot. I will, Kawana. I'll rest in a minute. Listen, I'll rest in a minute. The moment that my daughter's talking about, Daddy, can you take me to the... And I'm opening up my eye to see if they look, close it back up. Daddy, can you bring me to... Yeah, but we have wind. We have wind and we have rain, and I can actually hear it, and that's kind of why I'm jumping off, because the signal. I know the signal's a little bit jacked up. So, how was that chicken? Listen, that chicken. Listen, let me tell y'all what I did. I got the chicken ready, Stokes. I didn't fry it. Listen to what I did. I battered it. It's frozen now. It's frozen. So all I got to do now is heat the oil and drop it in. It'll be just like a restaurant. What I did was, I appreciate you, MK. What I did was that I was going to do the chicken, Stokes, and then I turned around and said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get a cheesesteak. So I went to Deacon Stanza's and I got a Philly cheesesteak with extra cheese, mushrooms, raw onions, barbecue sauce, cheese whiz, and I had some salt-free potato chips and a big gigantic cup of Pepsi and cherry Kool-Aid. So now I'm flushing myself because after that, it was in this cup, but now I got it all, it's all water now. So yeah. So that, but it's Friday. So on the weekends, since the heart attack, I pretty much eat what I want to eat. But through the week, I'm always baking stuff and air frying, asparagus and cabbage and things of that nature. So, yeah. You had tried. I know it, right? I know it, right? So it was good. It was good. And see, they bake their own bread, and yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was real good. So listen, I love you all. I know it's a little short tonight, but again, as I said, we have to get up in the morning to get busy because we have a lot to do tomorrow, and I have a lot of sermon prep that I have to do tomorrow. Appreciate you, Miss Cooper. I have a lot of sermon prep that I have to do tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with Christine. I'm gonna leave you all with Christine. She sang last night, and I'm gonna put it on again today. And anybody else that has the gift, anybody else that God has blessed you to sing, whether it's a cappella or with music, or if you have a band or whatever, give me some original content that has not been posted, and we will put you on. D. Constanza's barbecue cheesesteak. You better know it, Rhoda. That's where I was. That was it, and it's gone. I completely destroyed it. It's a wrap because one meal a day will help you lose a whole bunch of weight. Yeah, one meal a day. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put Christine up. She's gonna sing like she did last night because I loved it. I loved it so much. I'm gonna do it again. No, I'm not gonna get no ticket. I promise. I'm not. I might see. I love hot tamales and red hots. Now let me tell y'all what I did. Y'all are not gonna judge me. Let me tell y'all what I did. So I went to the dollar store. Dollar General store is next to Food Lion, right? And Teddy Bear said, "You mom." So I went to Food Lion, the dollar store next to Food Lion. So I'm in the car, and my baby girl had to go in there and get some. I said, "Let me go in here and see if they have any hot tamales or red hots." Listen to me, you all, and you all can't judge me because this is going to last me for the rest of the year. You know the boxes of hot tamales, the big boxes of lemon heads, the big boxes of Mike and Ike's and all of that in the Dollar General store. In the Dollar General store, they had the big boxes of Red Hots for 10 cents a piece. Hey God, thank you. Hey, thank you. Baba Shata. Hey, no. They were 10 cents a piece. Now, how many boxes I bought is none of y'all's freaking business. But just know that the big giant boxes of Red Hots were the only ones on sale. Everything else was like $1.29 or whatever. The big boxes, look at my hands. The big boxes of Red Hots was 10 cents a piece. So there was a few that was in my cart. I'm not going to tell you how many, but anyway, it's enough to last me for the rest of the year. Okay, okay, okay. Confession. I bought 30. I bought 30 boxes because, and I asked her, I said, "Are you sure?" Because when she rang it up, I said 10 cents. She says, "Yeah, because they're making room for some other candy and all the other candy there, da 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 da." Yeah, the theater box candy. And I said, "You sure they're 10 cents?" She was like, "I'm quite sure. Bring me another box." I went and got another box. She scanned it, and it was 10 cents exactly, and nobody else was buying them. I said, "Well, look around, look around." So yeah, so I got 30 boxes. And I took them and I put them in an undisclosed place that my children can't hear because if my daughter's watching, she'll try to go to that undisclosed place and get the candy, and then I have to cut her. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, but I bought 30 boxes. They'll last me for the rest of the year. That's all. And see, with that, the only other thing that I do because I like Red Hots because they're good is cinnamon. But I also make cinnamon toothpicks. You remember the cinnamon toothpicks when we were kids? Anybody remember cinnamon toothpicks when we were kids? I bought 30 boxes, Teddy Bear. 30. It wasn't the whole case, but I got 30. Do y'all remember cinnamon toothpicks back in the day? The ones that we used to I lo- listen, I learned how to make them. I learned how to make them. So when I learned how to make them, I was like, cool, here's what you got to do. You ready? Here's a recipe for the night for cinnamon toothpicks. The cinnamon oil is healthy. It keeps away bugs and it makes your breath real minty fresh. I mean, real cinnamony fresh. So the boxes of toothpicks that they sell in Walmart, not the little thin ones, but the real round toothpicks. What you want to do is you want to buy a box of the round toothpicks, and it's like 250 yen or something like that. And then you get 3 vials of cinnamon oil. You can get them at Walmart, Dollar Tree. You can get them in some grocery stores. It's in the candy aisle. You get cinnamon oil. It comes in a little bottle just like this. Get 3 of those bottles. Hear me. Get 3 of those bottles. You want to come home, empty those bottles out. And the same amount that you have in there, you have 3 vials, but you only want to do 1 vial of water. Hear me. You're going to take 3 whole vials of cinnamon oil, 1 vial of water from the same container, mix it, boil it, get it to where the house smells real cinnamony. Once it does that, you take the toothpicks out, you dump them in. You stir them around gently because you don't want to break the toothpicks. Once you stir them around gently, take the heat and turn it off. Walk away for an hour. When you walk away for an hour, after an hour, some of the oil has been soaked up in the toothpicks. So you want to take a pair of tongs and you want to remove the toothpicks. Wait, put them in a Ziploc bag. Put them in a Ziploc bag and fix it where like it was still in the pack in the bag. Zip it up, walk away for 3 days. When you walk away from 3 days, the wood that is a cinnamon, that is a toothpick, will have absorbed all the cinnamon oil. So then you can take them out. You can put them back in the original box. You can cover the box in aluminum foil and just walk away. The cinnamon soaks up and then the wood dries out. So when you take them out, it's not sticky. It's just like the cinnamon toothpicks when we were kids. It came in the clear pack. That's all you got to do. Yes, and they're healthy. They're healthy. Yeah. Come on, MK. Listen, yo, back in the day, Now and Laters was a dime for a pack of Now and Laters was a dime. Red Hots, Cherry Chan, Alexander the Great, Lemon Heads were a dime. Chico sticks were a nickel. Slap sticks with the caramel, they were a dime. I used to buy candy and resell them at the school because in the suburbs, they did not have the ghetto stores like we had. They had stores, but they had to go buy everything in bulk. So when we got to the school, we said, yo, I got a pack of Nowlays for a quarter. You mean tell me it's just a quarter? Well, at home, it's almost 50 cents. I made it. Listen, my first pair of Jordans, listen to me. The very first pair of Air Jordans that came out, I still have my first pair. They were $35.99. I remember this like it was yesterday. I bought the red, white, and black ones. And 3 months later, I bought the blue, white, and black ones. Brand spanking new because I was selling candy. I remember Bitter Honey. Yeah, the wax that had the juice in it. All of it. Come on, man. Now or Laters. Back in the day, they had chocolate Now or Laters and banana. They were chewy. These new Now or Laters, it's not the same Now or Laters. It's terrible. These new Now or Laters are trash. It's not the same candy. I remember sticks. Remember the girls used to take the Jolly Ranchers candy and the Jolly Ranchers sucker, and they would just and turn it into like a little point. The little candy sticks that was like 10 cents a piece. Hershey's Kisses, Abba Zaba, all of the stuff that we ate back in the day. Now that candy is high as all get out. That candy is super expensive. I don't remember Squirrel. Yes, I do. I do remember. Way back in the day. Yeah. And listen, I still eat that. I still do that. Pico Brittle. I remember Pico Brittle. Remember peanut. Remember Fun Dip. I would buy Fun Dip and throw away the powder and just eat the sticks. Candy cigarettes. Listen, that's what we did. It said pickle stick and peanut butter. Oh yeah, I remember. Yep. Now the one thing, I remember Long Boys. And see, back in the day in the hood, they would have a store. They would open up a pack of cookies, and you didn't have enough to buy the whole pack, so they sell a cookie would be a penny a piece. Man, that was it. And then when Twix came out, that changed the whole game. Oh, when Twix came out, that was a whole game changer. When Reese's Pieces came out, that was a game changer. Boston Baked Bean, Windmill Cookies. I got Windmill Cookies. Don't judge me. The M&Ms were more, man, listen, remember back in the day, an oatmeal cream pie was a quarter. Oatmeal cream pie single decker right now is $1.85. Think about that for a second. It's $1.85 for one oatmeal cream pie. The double decker is like $2.50. Whatchamacallit changed the game too. Candy necklace. See what I'm saying? Listen, y'all remember all this candy. You guys are up in age. I need to get wisdom from you all. I got to get wisdom. For you. I remember the popcorn ball. I remember that back in the day. All the old games. Simon Says, Mary Jane's, Moon Pie. Remember when the ice cream man came around and you had to push up the orange sherbet? And then when they came out with the red, white, and blue sickle, and then they came back out with the chocolate and banana. No, that's the reason why I'm fat now. Freeze cups. I remember Jawbreakers, Snickers. Man, listen, that pecan Snickers is the devil. The pecan Snickers is the devil. I rebuke the pecan Snickers in the name of Hey God, I rebuke the pecan Snickers in the name of Jesus. Chico sticks, cool cups. I remember good old days, man. We had fun. But see, back then you could get into an argument with somebody and 2 days later you was cool. Payday is one of the oldest candy bars. Um, Payday and um, Peanut Brittle came out before Payday, I think. I think Peanut Brittle came out before Zero candy bars with the silver wrapper. I remember, yeah, I remember Zero. Yeah, yeah, and just melt. Yep, the Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, yeah. But see, but you do realize though, almond. I loved Almond Joy, push up bars, bomb pops, Three Musketeers, Mounds, Payday, man. But listen, Baby Ruth. But that's the walnut roll, yo, yeah, the walnut roll. And listen, was y'all on here the other night when I had the field candy? Okay, y'all remember Christmas time? There was two types of candy: the candy that had the chewy center, and then you had the Christmas ribbon candy. I was just eating them the other night when I was on live. The old school ribbon candy. Score. Oh, Score was so good. Charleston Chew. Yeah, Heath was good, but that Score, the way that that chocolate melted and that toffee would just break, man. No, listen, the Christmas candy. Here's the hookup. When Christmas comes around, go to a Dollar Tree. Now, Dollar Tree and the Dollar General Store and Family Dollar are the same company. Go to the Dollar Tree. Go to the Dollar Tree when the Christmas holiday starts. You can get the ribbon candy. You can get the candy that's filled. You can get the chocolate covered cherries. You can get all of the candy stuff all of the Christmas candy that we had back in the day. But yeah, I'll take Score over Heath. Yeah, the peanut butter. Y'all remember back in the day when your grandma would have only peppermint nuts, oranges, and apples in the bowl, and you would go to the bowl to try to steal the candy, and you left the oranges and the apples. Yep, marathon bars, dreamsicles. See what I'm saying? Back in the day, man, we had fun. Oh man, we had fun. The long red strings. Yep. The licorice. Yep. I remember them. Yep. Peanut butter coconut. I remember that, man. Listen. Well, here's the thing, but you got to remember, it's Chris. If it's Christmas time now, here's a weakness. Here's a confession of mine. And if I ever preach in any of y'all cities, candy corns. Hey God, when they came out with the pumpkins and all of that, yes sir. Brazilian be the last one. Yep. Listen, if y'all really love me, I'm saying this because I'm gonna see who really loves me, and if y'all don't love me, I'm gonna put a curse on you like Whoopi Goldberg in The Color Purple. Till you do right by me, all you do gonna crumble. No, I am a I am a jelly bean fanatic. Now, Brock's makes jelly beans now, but they put the licorice jelly beans in a different bag. Let me tell you what weird is. My baby girl only eats the black jelly beans. I'm like, are you like Angela Davis? She only likes the black jelly beans. So when I go by Brock's jelly, because that's the only kind I eat, I don't do Jelly Belly and all of that. I like the original. I eat Brock's jelly beans and the black. My little girl, she loves black jelly beans. I bought her a box of black jelly beans off of Amazon. Big giant box. It was all black. When she saw it, she's like, "Oh my God, you're the best dad ever." I'm like, "How can you eat black jelly beans? You're the devil. You're evil." She loves black jelly beans. I don't know where she got it from because there's two things that we don't eat in my house: black jelly beans and fruitcake. Oh, oh God, fruit. Who thought of that? Let's make a really soft spice cake and let's dump pickles and pears and oranges man, black jelly. I could. Oh no, no! Don't you do that, Kim? Don't do that. You'll get look. You and Tika will get cussed out. Don't do it. Mm-mm. Nope, don't do it. She loves black jelly beans. But listen, if y'all really love me, if y'all really, really, really love me, and y'all don't care anything about my shape, y'all would get those Brock's jelly beans, the Brock's jelly beans, and y'all will send them to PO Box 913 This is resurrection time. I don't eat jelly beans because it's this resurrection Sunday coming up. I eat jelly beans because I like jelly beans. Brock's. I don't do like you got Jelly Belly, you got all these other brands, but Brock's jelly beans and my favorite one, wait for it, lemon jelly beans. I love lemon. I love lemon jelly beans. You better know it, Kim. Is that? Oh, is it? I love lemon jelly beans. I love lemon jelly beans. Yeah, but no, but for real though, at the end of the day, you all, I've had fun tonight. I got to get off here. But listen, if y'all need any information about Tabernacle or anything, please by all means go to the website, bless the Cash App, whatever you do, you do. Listen, I want to leave you all with Christine, the Brock's orange slices, the peppermint leaves, the spearmint leaves, and the orange slices. Jeff. Bruh, the orange slices, man, listen. And I'm going to tell you the all-time favorite back in the day for church candy, the peppermint. But wait, not just any peppermint. My grandmother had a secret. The big, giant, long peppermint sticks, I don't know how she did it, but they're not good when they're hard. When they're soft, oh, peach rings. I remember peach rings. That soft peppermint, she would take the big giant, back then the peppermint roll was like this big, like this wide. She would take it and do something with it. She would put it in aluminum foil. Then she would put it in Reynolds wrap, like plastic wrap. And she would put it in boiling water. And the water never turned, and then she would take it out and I'm trying to remember it because it was so long ago. And by the time she got through with it, she would put the thing on the table, and she would take a knife and cut right through it. And it was the softest peppermint. And I'm like, how you do that? Now the new peppermint sticks, they like this big around, they used to be them big giant. Man, listen, you heat that thing up, Miss Rhoda. When you heat that thing up, and the way she did it, she would and the knife would just go through it like butter. And I'm like, but you got to remember too, candy back then was different ingredients now. Candy back then was different. We have all different ingredients now. Candy's not candy the way that it used to be candy. There's a lot of coloring. There's a lot of altered sugar. There's a lot of stuff. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. Yeah, it's not the same. But that peppermint, oh yeah, what's up, Cleopas? That peppermint, oh yo, no doubt. That peppermint was it. That peppermint was it. But listen, you all, it is 12:39, and I've got to get off of here. Like I said, I'm gonna leave you all with Christine. The hard strawberry candy. Denisha, no, not the straw. Okay, listen. She just messed me up. The hard strawberry candy that everybody bought that was in the strawberry package. That go to Amazon if you want. Okay, there's two places you can go to get candy. I need y'all to hear me because Mr. Bulky and Snow More, all the companies. I need you to go to nuts.com because they've got nuts and they've got candy, and then go to Amazon. Don't go to Google. Go to Amazon and type in Red Hot's bulk. Type in Snickers bulk. Type in whatever you're gonna type in, and that candy, they'll get it from somewhere. If you can't find it in the store, I promise you, whatever your favorite candy is, go to nuts.com or go to Amazon, and it's right there. I promise you it's right there. I had to get all brand new teeth because I was in the candy syndicate. I had an entire candy crime ring going on. Just, yeah. Yeah. So listen, oh yeah, it's 12:40. I'm getting off of here, but I leave you all with one of our family members, Miss Christine Marshall. If you're not in a church, you're not connected to church, and you have not been to church in a long time, and you want to learn more about God and increase your walk, all we ask for you to do tonight is just hit the follow button. That's it. My name is Marvin Edward Barner Jr. I am a pastor here at Shiloh Baptist Church, Chester, PA, but I'm also the lead pastor here at Tabernacle, and we want to make sure that people get to know God. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. So thank you all so much for coming on. I'm going to leave you all with Christine, and for that, I bid you adieu. I'm out. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary
prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. You are my El Shaddai, my rock in a weary land. You are my El Shaddai, my rock in a weary land. My shelter, and in you I can hide. El Shaddai, my rock in a weary land. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. We bring a sacrifice of praise into the house of the Lord. We bring a sacrifice of praise into the house